Hello everybody, this is your main man Keith here from Keith Plays PS4927. Happy Wednesday morning to all my awesome viewers on this awesome channel. Today, we are starting our second NBA 2K23 Road to the NBA Finals Series Classic Teams Edition. We are currently in the making of the 2012-13 Miami Heat team that featured LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and Dwayne Wade. And they are actually leading the series over the Toronto Raptors 2-0. So that's going to be an interesting series. So for this series, we are playing as the 1964-65 Boston Celtics. I don't know why that was the previous one I kind of created. So we're going to go to the start mode. I'll get to the settings and all that once I select my team here. So now I am playing the 64-65 Celtics team. It featured Bill Russell, Tom Heislon, Casey Jones, Sam Jones, and I should be able to know most of the roster by the time we make the NBA Finals. So without a further ado, we will show you the NBA playoffs bracket. All right, so this is our bracket. So we are the number one seed for the Eastern Conference playoffs. So we are the 64-65 Boston Celtics, and we will battle off against the 89-90 Cleveland Cavaliers to start off round one. And if we make the NBA Finals, our projected opponents could possibly be the 2001-2002 Sacramento Kings. I'm hoping for the 2002-2003 Dallas Mavericks, or possibly the 16-17 Golden State Warriors as our finals opponent. So we will show you the first game right now. We'll show you the uniform. So we're going to be playing at Boston's former arena. I don't know if the name of it on the top of my head, but it does not exist to this day anymore. So we will show you the uniforms and we'll see you guys at tip-off. All right, so the Cleveland Cavaliers, they're going to be wearing their classic away 1989 through 1994 uniforms. This was their final seasons at the Coliseum at Richfield, which is a suburb of between Akron and Cleveland in Northeast Ohio. And the Boston Celtics, they're just going to be wearing their classic 46 through 69 white uniforms. So we'll see you guys at tip-off. All right, so it is tip-off time here in Boston. So now the 89-90 Cleveland Cavaliers will win the tip-off with Mark Price. And now Mark Price is going to pass over to Brad Doherty. And it is now 2-0 here in Boston. So now I think this was called the Boston Garden before they put in the TD Garden in, I think, maybe 1995, 96, somewhere around there. I'm not really a Boston Celtics fan, but I am doing this team series, the 64-65 Celtics, because I find this team to be a very interesting one. I mean, Bill Russell was a very iconic player, and he was also a civil rights activist. I was never aware about that until last year when he passed away on July the 31st. So now Brad Doherty is going to pass it over to Mark Price. So now it is evenly tied up 4-4. So there was no such thing as the three-pointers, but we can still do it because the courts are a little bit more modernized. So now Bill Russell, he is in fact going to take a three for the Boston Celtics. So now they could also play against current day teams as well too. So that's why they added that 3-point line too, not to be too classy and stuff. So now Mark Price gets it in with the layups, and now Casey Jones wears number 25. Sam Jones wears number 24. They are not related, so I'm glad they put like the first initial of their first name dot their last name, because it can get somewhat confusing at times. So it is now 10-8 here in Boston. So now there is a foul apparently on Brad Doherty, and the legend Bill Russell will go to the free throw line, get one in. And will he get another free throw attempt in? The answer is a yes, sirree. So it's now 12-8 here in Boston. So now Mark Price, there is a foul on Casey Jones. And now Cleveland, they are going to pass it over to Larry Nance, whom his son Larry Nance Jr. spent some time with the Cleveland Cavaliers for about a few seasons. He did wear number 22 because his father wore number 22, but it is still technically a retired number, so it was granted permission from his father that he would still use it. And plus, Larry Nance Sr. is still living, so that makes more understandable sense. So now Steve Kerr, who is now the Golden State Warriors head coach, is actually on this 89-90 Cleveland Cavaliers team, and he played several stints throughout the San Antonio Spurs, the Chicago Bulls. I know that. So now we're going to pass it around, use some Sam Jones, actually get some John Havlicek in there, and he actually misses that. So I'm going to pass it around, and I'm going to put in some Bill Russell. He's going to do a nice spin move in there. So it's now 17-8 here in Boston. So now Steve Kerr, he's going to pass over to Brad Doherty, and Larry Nance has possession of the basketball. Don't know where he's going to pass it to, or will he just simply shoot a three as that? So now Brad Doherty misses that, and there is no shot clock remaining, so I'm going to pass it around to Casey Jones, and Casey Jones misses that. I'm going to pass it around to Havlicek and gets that in for three. Now it is 20-8 here in Boston. So now looks like the Celtics are just dominating here on their home court. So 20-8 is the end of the first quarter score here at Boston Garden. Alrighty, so now we're already in the second quarter here in Boston, and now we got Bill Russell, 4 threes made, and 7 second chance attempts. So now he is the scoring leader on the court for the Celtics. So it's now 22 points for the legendary Bill Russell. And it's now 22-10. John Williams has 6 points in all. John Havlicek. And then I think Tom Heislon has possession of the basketball. So now Heislon will get the layup in there. So it's now 24-10. And this may seem kind of weird, but we haven't been doing a whole lot of three-pointers for the for this 64-65 Celtics to start off, because I had said, like I said earlier, there was no such thing when Bill Russell was playing for Boston and coached Boston at the same time too. There was no such thing as the three-point line. So now Russell, I think, has now 18 points. And I think it was implemented, I don't know if I'm going to be 100% correct on this, but around 1978, 79, somewhere around there. And now Larry Nance Sr. gets to go to the free throw line. And he gets 1 point in. Will he get another point in for Cleveland? So now, apparently he does get it in. So now we're going to pass it over to Bill Russell. So now Bill Russell, he gets that in. So it's now 28-15. So now Mark Price is back on the court for the Cavaliers. And Mark Price, he's going to do some minor spin moves. He's going to pass it over to Steve Kerr. And It was an offensive 5-second violation, so you know what this means. It's our time for the basketball, so now we're going to pass it all around. And I'm going to use some Havlicek. And to tell you the truth, this 64-65 Boston Celtics team, I think they might have been one of the biggest super teams might have ever saw. I mean, I may not have been around that time, so I was born around 37 years after 1964, and it is out of bounds, so Boston does take possession of it now, so it is now 30-15. Cleveland has gotten so many fouls within the last 2 minutes of this game, so now we get this one in, and it's now 32-15. So Mark Price, he is just dribbling it, so now Cavaliers take a timeout. All right, so now Boston has 11 points off a turnover. So I'm going to pass it all around, get some Bill Russell in there, do a spin move, and it's now 41-15. 24 points to start off today, 9 for 10. That's not too bad. I mean, that's great for a professional basketball player like Bill Russell. So now they're going to pass it over, and now they're going to dribble it. And they missed that, but Brad Doherty tries to get 2 offensive rebounds, gets that one in. So it's now 41-17. And I got Bill Russell for 2 more points, so it's now 43-17. And now Mark Price is going to dribble the basketball. And now there's only 30 seconds remaining. So it looks like they missed that. So now Bill Russell picks up that rebound. And the Celtics are just taking it in another direction. They're almost at 50 points, which is really good, despite being the first half and such. So now Mark Price, he's going to dribble the basketball. He's going to get this one in. Nope. And now I'm going to get this one in for 2. All right, 2.3 seconds are left. And it is halftime, so we do not get that buzzer beater in. And it is now 47-17. Boston is taking a 30-point lead. All right, Bill Russell, 28 points, 11 for 12 in this first half. He is just putting up the points here. So now Sam Jones is going to drive it in the paint with 2 points. So it's now 49-17 here in Boston, Massachusetts. So now Mark Price is going to pass it over to Larry Nance. So we are actually in the state capital of Massachusetts, by the way. And they don't actually get it in. So Sam Jones, there's a shooting foul. So this means that Brad Doherty will get 1 in. Will he actually get that second attempt in? That is obviously going to be a yes. So the answer is a yes. So I'm going to hand it off to Bill Russell. And he is the only NBA player ever to have 11 NBA championships. I think it was starting in 1959, and then it progressed throughout the 1960s, or it might have been a little earlier than that. So I'm not really a Boston Celtics fan, but I kind of do enjoy playing this team because of the legendary Bill Russell. And Bill Russell is going to get it in. So it's now 54-19, 33 for Bill Russell today. So he has accounted quite a bit of more points than what I had personally expected. But 88% for Boston, 42% for the Cleveland Cavaliers in field goals today. And it looks like 56-21 is like the score right now. So And I could see this 64-65 Boston Celtics team reliving the dream again by winning an NBA championship. So now Mark Price, he got possession of the basketball. So what's he going to do? Trying to get it in, but it's too late. So now Bill Russell, he got the possession. So now Mark Price has only 4 points in this game. And it is now 58-21. So now Mark Price with the basketball. So now Price is going to pass it over to Ehlo. But don't know if I pronounce his last name correctly or not, but he does not get that three. But I'm going to pass it over to Tom Heislon, and Heislon's going to get a layup in there. So it's now 60-21. So Boston, today might be your lucky day. And now Heislon makes this steal, and I'm going to try to attempt a three-pointer off of that. So it's now 63-21. And I just couldn't believe how unstoppable this 64-65 Boston Celtics team really is. I mean, they might be one of the most legendary cores in all of NBA history, but not to mention one of the most remarked teams and memorable teams. So I can't believe that I think most of these players are now deceased for the 64-65 Celtics, and it's just sad to see these players all gone. I mean, within the last 2 or 3 years, a lot of those Celtics greats have passed. Bill Russell died July of last year. Tom Heislin passed away, I think, in November of 2020. And I think John Havlicek passed away sometime before COVID. I know it was 2019, but I'm not sure what month, though. But now we get the rebound with Bill Russell, so it's now going to be 69-23, and Boston is ready to take the W no matter what. So now Steve Kerr gets the block. 4 seconds remaining. I'm going to shoot it with Bill Russell, and I do get a buzzer beater from behind the arc. So it is now 72-23 to end the third quarter. All right, so now Bill Russell, 46 points in this game so far. Now it is going to be 74-23, so we're up by 51 points in this one. And this Cleveland Cavaliers team, they haven't been doing a lot of great shooting in this first half, but now we got possession of the basketball, and I'm thinking about drilling a three with Bill Russell, and it's now going to be 77-23. And this Boston Celtics team, they're just putting up so many assists is what I like to see. That's how teamwork is involved. Teamwork not only involves just one person, but other people as well. And now Bill Russell, he's been picking up the rebounds too, so he's a strategic rebounder. I mean, 53 points for Bill Russell today, 9 from mid-range, so they're going to pass it over to Steve Kerr, and it's now 79-25. And we're going to get it in for 2. Now it's 81-25. And Bill Russell, he has been the phenomenon all game long. I will guarantee you that this guy will put up in between 60 or 70 points, final points, at the end of the game. So I'm going to pass it around to Bill Russell, and now I'm going to get this one in for maybe 2 points with 2 minutes and
9 seconds remaining. 57 points for Russell today and 10 in the paint. And now he picks up a steal. That was a block from, I think, Tom Heislon. And we get a 3. And it's now 86-27. So Russell picks up another steal. So now Cleveland is now down by 61 points now, and 62 for Bill Russell, 16 in this quarter. So he had scored 18. Let's see, that's 34. That's 28. So he had scored, as of right now, he has definitely scored more points in this quarter than he did this half than he did in the last half. Bill Russell is going to be your player of the game for the Boston Celtics. I am going to explain the numbers. I knew that this episode had to involve Bill Russell being the MVP, and now Cleveland is on a timeout. So we got 90 seconds left in episode 1. So now they're going to pass it over, and now there is a foul, and it appears that Casey Jones is trying to block for the basketball, and now Rollins, no relation to WWE superstar Seth Rollins. So now Austin, he's trying to get this one in. Nope. Havlicek picks up that rebound. So now Havlicek, he's going to get this one in. He is going to make the dunk. This is the first dunk of this whole entire episode. And now 100% in this second half. This is just an amazing number to even think about. Like, we got Casey Jones, so it's now going to be 95-31. And my question is, can we score at least 100 points towards the end? So now Casey Jones gets this one in, so it's now 97-33. And they're going to pass it over, and it's now 97-35. So 23 seconds are remaining in this one. So I'm thinking about dribbling the basketball and probably shooting a 3 while I'm at it. And yes, we did get the hundo. So now we're up by 65 points. So now Perez got possession of the basketball. So I'm thinking he's going to pass over to Brown and then over to Austin. And doesn't get it in. And this concludes the episode here in Boston. The 64-65 Celtics win Game 1 in Boston. So great performance made by Bill Russell today, and I'm going to go over the numbers right now. All right, Bill Russell, 64 points, 6 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block. He is your amazing player of the game. Fantastic scoring by Bill Russell. He had scored quite a bit of most of the points for this team. All right, Sam Jones, 12 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist on the day. John Havlicek, he had 10 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and I think he did have a block there. He did have a dunk as well. Casey Jones, 7 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists on the day. Tom Heislon had 7 points, 1 rebound, 1 steal on the day. Tom Sanders, he did not have any points, but he did have 5 rebounds and 4 assists. Brad Doherty, he had 8 points, 3 rebounds on the day. John Williams, he had 6 points in all. Mark Price had 4 minutes and 3 assists on the day. Trey Rollins had 4 points in all. And Steve Kerr, he had 3 points and 3 assists. He only made 1 3, though. So this will end it here in Boston. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next episode.